The quarterly meeting of the Texas State University System Board of Regents will now come to order. This meeting is authorized under the Government Code, Chapter 551, regarding the Open Meetings Act. The agenda for this meeting was registered with the Secretary of State on November 7th. For the record, the date is November 16th, 2023, and the time is 12:30 p.m. A quorum of the board is present. All present, please rise. Regent Tinsley, will you please deliver the invocation?
Our most gracious Heavenly Father, during this special season of Thanksgiving, we are reminded of the deep connection we experience in life between gratitude and sharing. We are grateful people, grateful for family, faith in you, faith in each other, our communities, our schools, and we are grateful for life itself. It's out of this grateful, this thankful spirit that we are able to share our time, talent, and resources to help create a better society and nation than we inherited. We pray that you bless our deliberations today, that what we decide will benefit our institutions and the lives and futures of our students. We offer this prayer in a truly thankful spirit. Amen.
Regent Lee, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Regent Flores, will you lead us in the pledge to the Texas flag?
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
All right, good afternoon. I want to begin by thanking President Taylor and the entire Lamar University team for hosting us this week. We're pleased to be meeting here again during Lamar University's centennial year. I'd also like to thank, special thanks to Regent Scott and his wife Gay. Sorry I missed it. I've heard tons of things about it last night, so next time. For their hospitality and hosting Regents and Presidents for dinner last night. Before we get started with regular business today, Chancellor McCall would like to share some remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to take a couple moments to share some thoughts and insights on our current enrollment trends at TSUS, how these compare to national trends, and what we anticipate that TSUS institutions will be and do in the coming years. While undergraduate enrollment is slightly up across the United States compared to last year, the first year-to-year increase since the COVID-19 pandemic, there is growing concern nationally about the student pipeline. The first-year student enrollment at four-year institutions dropped 6% nationally. Higher ed publications have described this trend as jarring and troubling. But I'm pleased to report this is not the case not only in Texas, it's not the case amongst our member institutions. And in fact, this semester, first-year student enrollment at TSUS four-year institutions increased 3.6%. As Sam Houston recorded a 5% increase, Texas State experienced a 4% increase in first-year students. All these numbers are preliminary, but they're the most accurate numbers that we have at this point. A similar dynamic is playing out at our two-year institutions. While first-year student enrollment at two-year institutions is essentially flat nationally, first-year student enrollment at the Lamar State colleges is up more than 12%. First-year enrollment was particularly strong at LIT, which experienced 4.5% increase, and Lamar State College Port Arthur, which had a jaw-dropping 39% increase in first-year students. Our total headcount numbers tell a similar story. Our four-year institutions are growing faster than their peers across the nation. A total enrollment increase of 1.5% from fall 22 to fall 23. But during that same period, enrollment at our four-year institutions across, at the national four-year institutions increased only 1%. So during the same one-year period, total enrollment at TSUS two-year institutions enrolled 9.2%. while two-year institutions nationally grew at a rate of 4.4%. So, as you know, we announced record headcount enrollment this year as our institutions have fully recovered from the pandemic, invested new state revenue and some revenues to boost financial aid, and in some cases expanded their reach into other areas of the state. It has taken us 112 years to reach the 90,000 student mark. I'm pleased to announce today, ladies and gentlemen, that we plan to hit the 100,000 student mark in just 3 years. We've asked our presidents and their teams to forecast their expected enrollment over the next 3 years, and working with them, by 2026, TSU four-year institutions project headcount enrollment will increase 11% to more than 79,000 students, with institutional increases ranging from 9 to 31%. This fall, student enrollment at the Lamar State Colleges exceeded 11,000 students for the first time in history. By 2026, the presidents project that enrollment across those three institutions will grow by 31% to nearly 14,500 students, with institutional increases ranging from 20 to 47%. Since 2010, enrollment across our system has grown approximately 20%, tracking the state's population growth. We have no intention of taking our foot off the gas at this point, quite the opposite. As I mentioned, over the next 3 years, we project enrollment will exceed 100,000 students across TSUS. That will be the equivalent student growth of adding a Stephen F. Austin State University to the TSUS system. I want to thank the leadership, faculty, and staff at each of our member institutions for doing great work, for causing us to be at this position, to be teed up what I know we will do. See you in 36 months to celebrate.
All right.
Thank you, Chancellor McCall. It's great to see positive growth, reflecting dedication and hard work across the system. Regents, any comments? Well done. It's certainly great to see the organizations continue to thrive in the environment, and certainly good to be a part of it. As we get started with regular business, I would like to remind the board that after a motion is made on an agenda item and call for the second is requested, please raise your hand and wait for me to recognize you for the proper recording of the minutes. Also, I want to remind you, live streaming, so silence your phones and devices. Our first item of business is the approval of the previous meeting minutes held on August 10th and 11th of this year. Regents, are there any additions or corrections to the August meeting minutes? If there are none, I move that the minutes of the quarterly Board of Regents meeting held August 10th and 11th be approved. Do I hear a second? Seconded by Regent Foskey. Any discussion? Is there any objection to the motion? Hearing none, the motion passes. We will now hear reports and motions from the committees. The committees met prior to the board meetings to go over proposed agenda items in detail. All items under consideration were voted on by the committees before coming to the full board. I will call on the chairs of the committees to present the reports and make motions to the full board. Academic and Health Affairs Committee, Regent Flores, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Before discussing the agenda items from the Academic and Health Affairs Committee meeting, I would like to invite Dr. John Heck, our Vice Chancellor of Academic and Health Affairs, to the podium to introduce a special guest.
Thank you, Regent Flores. Good afternoon, Regents. Several years ago, we started drafting an annual report to summarize research capacity across our system. And you have copies of that report in front of you. And I want to thank the presidents and the CAOs and the CFOs and the CROs and all their staff, for help supporting this research, our research engine. And especially want to thank the faculty, actually, that drive the results and the benefits of research across our system as well. Also want to thank Tammy Rice, our Chief Data Officer, and Ashley Spicer Reynolds for their working with the Chief Research Officers to actually get the report in shape. And with that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Jerry Lynn, who's the Chief Research Officer at Lamar University, to summarize this year's results.
Thank you, John. Good afternoon. Thank you for this privilege for me to present this very short report. Next, please. So the research is an important mission of state university systems mission. So that when we perform research, we always keep the mission statement in mind. And one component of this research mission is student engagement. We always keep that as a top priority. By doing that, we still have not forgotten all the fine arts and communication colleagues, their creativities, as well as their artistic expression. So in this, at the end, we all want to create the products that is deemed valuable to the industry, so that we will be able to promote the economic development in the state of Texas and beyond. Next, please. And obviously, under the system office's leadership, we are doing well. So that in the past 5 years, that we have a 20% increase in terms of the proposals submitted to different funding agency. And when we come to the funding level, we are seeing about 100% increase. Nearly the 1,000 proposals submitted and $100 million of a funded project. It is the very, very proud accomplishment by our faculty members and also students. Next. And obviously that in different universities, Texas State lead the entire research enterprise. The presence is very, very strong. But next. But if you take a look at the percent increase, we do have a very healthy growth in our research enterprise. And all these additional resources is going to be able to prepare the entire system to do the world-class research. Next, please. And not to mention that if you take a look at from the entire system point of view, our institutional investment, which is on the left-hand side of the pie chart, is leading to a lot of external grant. And we do have a vision to gradually increase the external funded portion. And when we take a look at the individual universities' contribution, this is a university system that the expertise that are very, very complementary, so that some universities that they are doing very well in engineering, some universities that they are doing well in the science and engineering discipline. So overall, that we all collectively contribute to the advancement of the research, technology, and also the culture and human life. Next, please. And more recently, it's very exciting that we were able to work across the entire system, universities, collecting the best scientists. We have the Christmas Mountain site, which is more than 9,000 acres of land. And in that area, because it is very close to the Big Bend National Park, and it is under the Greater Big Bend International Dark Sky Reserve, very, very pristine sky. And we are proposing to put up an observatory and building this telescope and instrumentation that will be able to observe the night sky. And in the picture over here that I'm showing the little pictures that I took using just a 3.5 inches telescope. A very small telescope that can see that supernova event that occurred this past May. Just imagine that what kind of visibility that we are going to have if we have a 5-foot diameter telescope sitting up there. So the key is that this is the really big science studies, and by working across the entire system, we are able to successfully submit one major research instrumentation grant to the National Science Foundation. The quality presented by the system is unparalleled, and we are very proud of our faculty members that work together. So next, please. So just for reference, so because that picture on the lower right-hand side corner was so impressive, I put up a 2 times bigger telescope and take the same picture in my backyard, and you can see that what a difference does it make when we are at the good site for night sky observation. So the key is to collaborate with the different observational network so that we can contribute to the big science that advances the entire human race. Next, please. And other than that, I know that there are quite a few new initiatives coming up at the state level, and we are very excited for the Texas Semiconductor Innovation Funds and also Texas Space Initiative, which the state injected very large amount of the capital to advance the conductor manufacturing industry and also the space science and engineering. And Lamar University is working with our system, sister institutions to develop workforce development solutions to be delivered through the Texas Manufacturing Assistance Center network. And this is going to be exciting that we are working with the series of technological providers so that we can even bring all those training program virtually. Next. And finally, I would like to thank my colleagues and thank John for his leadership for leading the pack. It has been a very enjoyable journey and very exciting to see the growth and excitement in research. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Lynn, for that research update. Very impressive results and certainly lots of positive momentum for the future growth and impact. Now for the committee report. The Academic and Health Affairs Committee met telephonically on Monday, November 6th, 2023, and was chaired by myself with committee member Regent Lee and Regent Foskey in attendance, as well as representatives from our institutions and system staff. All action and consent items were reviewed, discussed, and approved by the committee to be moved to the full board. Before voting on the first item, I would like to invite President Danfus to provide brief remarks on Texas State University's revised mission statement and its updated 2023-29 university plan.
Thank you, Regent Flores. Before you, you should have a handout that looks like this, which is a summary of our new university plan. It's my honor to share with you a brief summary of that. We also have slides that will summarize this as well. I was sitting in a graduation ceremony right after I was hired, and I was listening to the alma mater of our university, and there's a lyric that says, "Oh, alma mater, set upon the green hills with turrets pointing upward to the sky. We yield to thee our love and our devotion, mother of hopes and aspirations high." And that notion that the university is the mother of hopes and aspirations stuck with me all that day. And as we spent time throughout the coming year planning our university plan, we settled on the theme for our university plan, our strategic plan for the coming years, to be named Hopes and Aspirations High, because we have strong hopes and strong aspirations, and this plan will help us get there. We're excited about the fact that this Hopes and Aspirations High vision reflects the higher calling that we have to keep students at the heart of all we do, and also challenges us to be more than we are today. And so I'm happy to share with you, go to the next slide, our overall goals. Our overall goals are supporting student success, and it was purposeful that we put that number one. Advancing academic excellence, expanding discovery, innovation, creativity, and research, which is necessary for a research university like ours. Enriching community collaboration and partnerships, and developing infrastructure and resources on our campus. Go to the next slide. Actually, these goals feed into what we were calling our 5 strategic imperatives, and I'm going to go through that. The document you have in front of you focuses on the goals, but I wanted to share with you what our strategic imperatives were. And this has come about from conversations with regents, with the chancellor, the TSUS staff, with our community, our employers in the region across Texas, with our faculty, staff, and students and alumni. So the result of these conversations have resulted in 5 strategic initiatives. First is elevating student success, mostly measured in the terms of preparing students for the workforce, but also graduating them in a timely manner. The run to R1, becoming a Tier 1 research university. Increasing enrollment, which is meant to increase access to a 4-year college degree, which is a life-changing experience. Growing our Round Rock campus, and then becoming an employer of choice. So first, elevating student success, and I've got a summary there of some of the things we've done already, convening a commission on student success and creating a new division on student success, what used to be called the Division of Student Affairs. And some of the targets we have there, increasing our first-year retention rate from 77% to 85%. That's a laudable target for us. We are currently at 79% this past year, so we're moving towards 85%. Increasing our four-year graduation rate from 36 to 37%. It's a challenge to get students to graduate in 4 years. They're not in a big hurry to get out of college, but our six-year graduation is something we pay a lot of attention to, and moving that from 56 to 58% is a goal for us. We've got a lot of work we're putting in place here, including providing more institutional scholarships for students. We know that there are probably 4 or 5 things that we can do to change student success, and creating scholarship opportunities where students have to work less is one of those big areas for us. Many of our students are working full-time and going to school at the same time, and it's one of the reasons that a 4-year graduation is so challenging. They can't take enough hours in a semester. Next slide. Run to R1 is our second big initiative. We are well on our way to doing that. The passage of the TUF this month will push us even stronger in that direction, but we've already taken some key actions. We created a commission on the Run to R1, a new division on research with a concomitant vice president for research running that. Invested heavily in our current doctoral programs. We have 111 more doctoral students this fall than we had last fall. So we're investing in our current PhD programs, in which we're behind. We don't have enough PhD programs at a research university like ours, and so we actually have applied to add 11 more PhD programs this coming year, and that's being reviewed right now by the coordinating board. I put a graph in there showing where we are on externally funded research and development, and you can see that the target for us should be around 50 million, and you can see that we've been over 50 million for several years. This past year, we set a record of $141 million in research and development expenditures, and so we're excited about the trajectory. We're actually ahead of pace in applications this coming year as well. Next slide. These are some of the plans we have here. We have a goal of becoming an R1 institution by 2027. There's no reason for us not to achieve that goal. I will say in the past couple of weeks, the organization that determines whether or not you're an R1 institution has changed its rules and actually worked in our favor. It was a bit of a black box. You didn't know what you were aiming at, and they limited the number of institutions that could get there. Basically, they took the top research universities and divided it in half. The top half were R1, the bottom half were R2. They actually have set targets for us that we feel are very attainable for us, and so if we hit our targets, we feel much more confident this week than we did 3 weeks ago because of the changing definition. Adding more PhD programs to get to a total of 40 PhD programs by the end of the program, having 125 PhD graduates per year, and then tripling the size of our Star Park, which is our innovation center in partnership with local businesses that are startup companies. Go to the next slide. Number 3, increasing enrollment. The key actions we're looking here is getting more students an opportunity to get a 4-year college degree from us or a graduate degree as well. We created a new vice president for Texas State Global. All recruiting efforts are now under that operation. It's not global, might make you think about international, but Texas and America is on the globe as well. So it's all enrollment. It'll be under Texas State Global for the first time. We're coordinating those events, those activities. We've had a lot of success there, especially in recruiting international students. Huge increase in the number of international students coming to Texas State. I will tell you, Chancellor, I hate to mention this, but after we beat Baylor this earliest year, yeah, I know, he was rooting for Texas State, but, and he was very happy. He was very congratulatory for us winning that game, but out-of-state applications tripled the week after we beat Baylor, and so football can drive our reputation quite handily. Developed a lot of new undergraduate and graduate degree programs for our online program as well, so we'll be focusing not just domestically and not just on our campuses, but also online as well. Some of our key targets is to have 10,000 freshmen this past fall. This current fall semester, we had just shy of 8,000. We believe we can get to 10,000 without, having limitations on our infrastructure on the campus. That includes but our two campuses, one in Round Rock and then in San Marcos as well, having 5,000 online students. We don't have a very large online program right now, but we're expanding that tremendously. Having 3,000 international students, we have less than 1,000 international students now on our campus. We feel like we can triple that at the end of this plan. And having ultimately at the end of the plan 45,000 students on the two campuses and online and around the country as well. And that comes with creating innovative degree programs that students need that'll be useful for the workforce, but also for Texas as well, trying to make Texas better by providing greater opportunities for our students. Growing the Round Rock campus, we have tremendous opportunity. There are over 110 acres of property there. We currently have 3 academic buildings. We think we can do a lot more there. We hired a vice president for Round Rock campus, the first time we've had someone who wakes up every morning thinking about how she can make the Round Rock campus better. A new director of student success, a recruiter up there. New partnerships with Round Rock ISD and with the Austin Community College, the Bats to Cats program, which will make it easier for students to transfer from ACC to Texas State. Creating a life science incubator like Star Park in the Round Rock campus, and creating new undergraduate programs that we launched this fall or next fall as well. So we have a huge runway for Round Rock, and we're excited about what Julie Lessiter, our new vice president, is doing there, and about how welcoming the community of Round Rock has been in every effort we've made to talk about increasing enrollment in Round Rock. Next slide. So our goal there, ultimately, we have 10,000 students in Round Rock campus, having more degree programs there, perhaps building new buildings. And talking about student housing is one of the problems we have now as students, on both campuses. Affordable housing is challenging to come by. And so we've had some conversations about thinking about some student housing on the Round Rock campus as well. Finally, becoming an employer of choice is a key initiative for us, trying to make sure that we can attract and retain the best faculty and staff members possible. So we've looked at increasing, and we have actually increased salary to be very competitive with local and national markets, bolstered our in-house talent acquisition team, and created some efforts to help our faculty and staff become better prepared for the jobs they're doing. One example is creating the Presidential Leadership Academy, where we're taking 40 employees and putting them in an academy and teaching them how to become our future leaders. We're excited about that. And we are just now finishing a compensation study, and we'll be using that to inform our decisions about salary increases in the coming years. And then doing a lot of work on eliminating red tape and making the university run more efficiently. I've had a lot of conversations with primarily staff about this issue, about how hard it is to do certain things, and we are trying to flatten the hills and straighten the curves out on that as well, to make this it's not just how much money you make, but it's what you do in your job. And if you're frustrated by how hard it is to do something, you can make someone's life a lot better if you can make some of those challenges go away. That ends my presentation on the plan. I'm happy to take any questions or comments.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Dr. Danfus, we look forward to hearing future updates on your university plan, and congratulations again to Texas State's access to the newly passed Texas University Fund, which I'm sure will be very helpful in elevating student success and achieving Texas State's Run to R1 goal. The first item for approval is the revised mission statement for Texas State University and review of its 2023-29 university plan. Chair Austin, I move that the mission statement for Texas State University be approved and the Texas State 2023-2029 university plan be recorded as officially reviewed. Mr. Chairman.
Do I hear a second? Regent Gordy. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes.
Thank you. The next item for consideration is a series of new engineering technician-related degree programs from Lamar Institute of Technology. Chair Austin, I move that Lamar Institute of Technology be authorized to offer the following new Associate of Applied Science degree programs effective fall 2024. They are the Associate of Applied Science in Biomedical Engineering Technician, the Associate of Applied Science in Computer Engineering Technician, the Associate of Applied Science in Electromechanical Engineering Technician, the Associate of Applied Science in Electronics Engineering Technician, the Associate of Applied Science in Robotics and Automation Technician. Mr. Chairman.
Do I hear a second? Chairman Long, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes.
Thank you. The third item is also from Lamar Institute of Technology. Chair Austin, I move that the mission statement, Lamar Institute of Technology provide innovative teaching and learning for tomorrow's workforce, be reviewed and reaffirmed. Mr. Chairman.
Do I hear a second? Chairman Amato. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes.
Thank you. The fourth item for consideration is from Lamar State College, Orange. Chair Austin, I move that Lamar State College, Orange be authorized to offer the following new certificates and degree programs effective fall 2024. They are the Basic Electrician Helper Certificate for completion, the Intermediate Electrician Academy Certificate of Completion, and the Electrical Technology Associate of Applied Science degree. Mr. Chairman.
Do I hear a second? Regent Lee. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes.
Chair Austin, the final items for consideration are informational only and include the summer 2023 certified enrollment report for the Texas State University system, as well as the fall 2023 preliminary enrollment. Any remaining items are included in the consent agenda unless someone wishes to remove them from consent.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Regent Amato. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes.
Thank you, Chair Austin. This concludes the committee's report to the board.
Thank you, Regent Flores, and thank everyone. I think the curriculum is really good and continues to put kids to work, and certainly in our industry, I see it. And thank you. Finance and Audit Committee, Regent Lee.
Thank you, Chair Austin. The Finance and Audit Committee met telephonically on November the 7th to discuss finance and audit items included in today's agenda. I chaired the meeting, and Regents Scott and Flores were also in attendance. The Finance and Audit Committee considered all items on the agenda and agreed to move the following agenda items to today's meeting for the board's consideration. The first item for consideration is Lamar State College's approval of program fees. Chair Austin, I move that the Lamar State Colleges be authorized to consolidate non-mandatory fees into a technical program fee, nursing testing fee, and a cosmetology supply fee effective summer 2024, and to ratify the existing nursing and allied health program fee effective fall 2023.
Do I hear a second? Second. Do I hear a second? Second. All right. Second by Regent Long. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes.
The next item for consideration is TSUS amendment to the 18th supplemental resolution. As a matter of housekeeping, there is an updated version from what we considered last week. That updated version substituted SOFR index rate for LIBOR, which was discontinued at the end of last year. Chair Austin, I move that the resolution amending the amended and restated 18th supplemental resolution to the master resolution establishing the Revenue Financing System Commercial Paper Program be adopted as amended.
Do I hear a second? Second. Regent Scott, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
The next three items on the agenda are informational items, operating budget adjustments for fiscal year 2023, annual foundation reports, status of implementation of audit and compliance recommendations, and also, in conclusion, the remaining items are included on the consent agenda. Increase of the international operations fees at Texas State, establishment of an online institutional service fee at Texas State, purchase agreements of privately owned student housing complexes at Texas State, authorization to administer the Texas Connection Consortium contract by LIT, ratification of tuition rates for non-credit courses at the Lamar State Colleges, and finally, approval of the revised TSUS Foundation bylaws. And this concludes the Finance and Audit Committee's report.
Thank you, Regent Lee. On to Planning and Construction, Regent Scott.
The Planning and Construction Committee met on November the 7th to discuss the Planning and Construction agenda. I chaired the meeting. Regents Austin, Lee, and Flores were in attendance. The committee considered all items and agreed to move each item to today's meeting for the board's consideration. The first item for consideration is Texas State Design Development Documents for James Street Housing Project. A short video was prepared to highlight this project. I want to say that it wasn't very many years ago that couldn't be done. Chairman Austin, I move that the design development documents for the James Street housing be approved.
Do I hear a second? Second by Regent Amato. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is an information item, the quarterly planning and construction report. There's no motion necessary, but we continue to grow the construction that we have underway. The third item is remaining, and the only remaining item are included in the consent agenda. They are amendment to the total project cost in the design development documents for Gibbs Ranch at Sam Houston State University, approval of the total project cost on the renovation of JCK Administration Building at Texas State, additions to the current 24 to 29 capital improvement program, approval of 3 agreements, programming services for FPC, project management services with Hill International and Milestone Partners. If there are no questions, this concludes the Planning and Construction Committee report.
Thank you, Regent Scott. The video rendering's pretty amazing what you can do now. So rules and regulation, Regent Tinsley.
The Rules and Regulations Committee met by telephone on Wednesday, November 8, 2023, and discussed the items on the Rules and Regulations agenda. I chaired the meeting, which was also attended by committee members Regent Foskey and Regent Flores. The Chancellor and representatives of the System Administration Office and of the component institutions were also present. The meeting was duly posted in accordance with Texas Open Meetings Act. The committee voted unanimously to recommend that all agenda items be placed on the consent agenda, and unless any regent would like to move one of these rules to the meeting agenda, the committee recommends that they remain part of the consent agenda. Mr. Chairman, this concludes the Rules and Regulations Committee's report.
Thank you for your report, Regent Tinsley. In view of the Rules and Regulations Committee's recommendation to place these proposed rules on the consent agenda, no action is required at this time. I'll now invite Vice Chancellor Sean Cunningham to the podium to give us his update.
Regents, Chancellor, Presidents, hi, it's great to see everyone here in Southeast Texas today. The last time I was here, I had the privilege of attending the centennial celebration that Lamar was putting on. It was a spectacular event, incredibly well attended. Speaker of the House, Dade Phelan, was present. Chancellor McCall and President Taylor also gave some great remarks about the past, present, and future successes of Lamar University. We were also honored to be joined that day by the House Higher Education Chairman, John Kemple. Many years ago, former Regent Montaigne challenged us to get more members of the legislature to campus so that they could get more familiarity of what goes on here at this beautiful school. And so it's been a privilege to do just that, and we will continue to do that in the coming months. Moving on to special sessions. Since I last addressed the board, we had a third called legislative session, and we're currently now in our fourth. The legislature passed one bill that first session dealing with COVID-19 vaccine mandates for private employers, and then other bills that were pertaining to border security and educational savings accounts or voucher bills. They failed to pass in those sessions, which brings us to the fourth called special this year. The House and Senate have already struck an agreement on several of the high-priority border bills. On Tuesday, the House passed both Senate Bill 3 and 4 relating to funding the border wall and relates to prohibiting illegal entry or illegal presence in this state. The biggest question remains on the education bills, specifically the much-discussed voucher bill. The House will likely have a marathon day tomorrow as they are scheduled to debate the omnibus education bill. It remains to be seen if this will pass and be signed into law, but this is what's occupying the House's time at the moment. You've heard earlier on just a positive note on the constitutional amendment front. Proposition 5, which established the Texas University Fund, was passed. Congratulations to Regent Flores for a job well done in helping on that front, and President Danfus and Texas State University. This will be a game changer in the request to achieve R1 status, and it passed with 64% of the voters in favor of that. federal report. I won't read the whole report. I've passed that out in advance. You can look at it at your leisure, but since we last met, there has been a new Speaker of the House on the federal level, Speaker Johnson, and just recently, he was able to get the House to vote for some spending bills that would delay any longer-term spending bills to be in two different deadlines, one of which is January 19th, the other one in February. So there's going to be a lot of action going on the federal side, and so we are going to pivot in governmental relations to try to help our schools best position themselves in the numerous bills that are going to be taken up in this next Congress. To that end, the Normandy Group, our federal lobby team, has been in contact with all of our schools, trying to determine how we are going to navigate the community projects and the earmarks that we're seeking, and also look for programmatic funding opportunities in the coming year. We also are planning a fly-in to Washington, D.C. with the Chancellor and our presidents, probably sometime in March, early March, so that we can make a stronger push for our federal agenda. With that, that concludes my remarks, and happy to answer any easy questions.
Hearing none. Thank you, Vice Chancellor Cunningham. Since no action is required on this report, the board will now consider contracts, personnel, and miscellaneous items. The next order of business is approval of contracts. All items on the contract section have been moved to the consent agenda. Are there any questions from the board? There being no questions or objections, the next order of business is the personnel section. We have one item of business from the personnel section. This is an item from Sam Houston State University for authorization to grant Provost Emeritus status to Dr. Richard Egglesayre. Regents, the motion is in front of you and on the screen. At this time, I'll ask Dr. White with Sam Houston State University to comment on this motion.
Thank you so much, Chair Austin. So, Dr. Richard Egglesayre spent about 30 years working at Sam Houston. He's a distinguished professor emeritus already. He served actually for 40 years. He has a professional background in school psychology. He's a staunch advocate for student success. He worked with the honors programs, first-year experiences programs, graduate education, and student support services. He served over the years and decades, actually, in many administrative positions with distinction. He was Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs, Associate Provost, Vice Provost, Interim Provost, and Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. I respectfully request your consideration.
Thank you, Dr. White. Regents, do you have any questions or comments? Then I move that Sam Houston State University be authorized to grant Provost Emeritus status to Dr. Richard Egglesayre. Regents, do I hear a second?
Second.
Seconded by Regent Tinsley. Any discussion? Is there any objection to the motion? Hearing none, the motion passes. The remaining items from the personnel section can be found on the consent agenda. The next order of business is the miscellaneous section. The first two items for approval are from Sam Houston State University for authorization to name the new greenhouse and the new rodeo arena at the Gibbs Ranch Equestrian Facility and Agricultural Labs. At this time, I'll ask Dr. White with Sam Houston State University to comment on these two motions.
Thank you, Chair Austin. It is such a privilege to have a facility like Gibbs Ranch, nearly 1,700 acres, that allows us to have state-of-the-art, cutting-edge educational opportunities for our ag students particularly. One of the reasons we have that facility is because of the interaction that we have and the support that we have from donors and businesses. Shop as John Deere has been influential in supporting agriculture, education, and our youth. With these commitments, they recognize that facilities are instrumental in supporting agricultural education. They also employ many Sam Houston State University alumni and students. Our students get jobs when they graduate. SHAPAS is committed to supporting the facilities at Gibb Ranch and the School of Ag Sciences at Sam Houston, and they've provided $150,000 in monetary support, but also $242,000 in equipment and implements, and this naming would be for the next 5 years if you approve.
Thank you, Dr. White. Regents, do you have any questions or comments? Then I move that Sam Houston State University be authorized to name the new greenhouse and new rodeo arena at the Gibbs Ranch Equestrian Center facility and agricultural labs. Regents, do I hear a second? Seconded by Regent Gordy. Any discussion? Is there any objection to the motion? Hearing none, the motion passes. The next item of business is from Lamar State Orange to rename the Student Center to the Joe Ben Welch Student Center.
Chair Austin, Regents, good to be here with you today. Dr. Joe Ben Welch became the first administrator for what they called the Orange Extension Branch of the Lamar School of Technology. And then it went on to be Lamar University Orange. Later, he was named president and served as our first founding president for 20 years. Dr. Welch faced a variety of challenges and obstacles. When they started out, we were in an old abandoned elementary school. Well, it burned down, so he was able to get the community of Orange to raise $250,000 to buy a bowling alley, which we still use as our academic building. Toward the end of his presidency, they bought a Western Auto store right there on Green Street, and he did the planning and the purchasing of it and secured the funding before he retired. And we would love to be able to rename our student center to the Joe Ben Welch Student Center to honor his legacy and commitment to the students of Lamar State College Orange. And I'll tell you as a side note, so I went to his funeral 2 months ago in Zachary, Louisiana, which is a suburb of Baton Rouge. And I saw our state district judge, Judge Pivoto, talking to an individual. And he was telling Judge Pivoto that Joe Ben Welch had founded their college in Louisiana. So when he left us, he founded another. I've never met an individual that founded 2 colleges. And so this would be great, bring great honor to Orange. Judge Pivoto, his wife, who is Robin, who is the daughter of Joe Ben Welch, if we could name that building after Joe Ben Welch.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. Regents, do you have any questions or comments? Then I move that Lamar State College Orange be authorized to rename the Student Center to the Joe Ben Welch Student Center. Regents, do I hear a second? Second by Regent Lee. Any discussion? Is there any objection to the motion? Hearing none, the motion passes. The other action items in the miscellaneous section have been moved to Friday's agenda, and the remaining items in the miscellaneous section can be found on the consent agenda. Just really good to see the naming rights on these things. I do enjoy what we're doing, and I do think it's important that we get good names and honor the right people, so well done. The next order of business are campus updates. We have 2 presentations taking place today and 2 on Friday. First, we'll hear from Lamar University. This update will be presented by President Taylor.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Chair Austin. I want to first thank each of you for your congratulations and support during our centennial celebration in September. Those of you who have been around Beaumont lately know that we've been celebrating all semester. Lamar University has used this once-in-a-century opportunity to re-examine our core strengths and to establish a plan to move forward that takes advantage of those strengths. I'd now like to share with you a short video that unpacks what stepping into our second century will look like for Lamar University. Thank you for all your support as we move along this path. Since 1923, Lamar University has been a gateway of opportunity in Southeast Texas. Our founders chose to invest in higher education because they saw an urgent need for leadership in a region that had been rapidly transformed by growth in energy and technology. Their vision would propel us to the forefront of these fields, making Southeast Texas a hub of innovation and technological progress. As we commemorate a century of academic excellence, Lamar University is stepping into a new era. If we truly want to honor our legacy and build upon our unique past, let's be as audacious as our founders. By refocusing on the strengths inherent in our institution, in our community, we will be able to extend the influence of Southeast Texas across the nation.
Developing career-ready graduates is a priority for us at Lamar University, and I think of it as a process that involves the facets of the undergraduate degree. Number one, we have to have the core curriculum where students are going to learn important critical thinking and communication skills. From there, they're going to develop their skills and knowledge in their content area, in their major, in a way that's going to provide them the necessary tools to be successful in the career. It means a lot to me to know that students are having an opportunity to achieve a dream that may have been in their family for generations, and they may be the first to do so, but they will not be the last.
We have a very large graduate program, not just in the offerings that we have, but in the enrollment. We have over 8,000 students in our College of Graduate Studies. One of the things that makes us really unique, in addition to the number of programs and the large enrollment, is the online offerings that we have. And another thing that kind of separates us is the accelerated online. Many of them are non-traditional learners. Oftentimes are employed in another profession or want to kind of have shifted in gears and go into something different. And we have online graduate programming at an accelerated rate that can get you in and get you out in a timely manner.
One of our goals for our campus population is to increase the number of students on campus, and we're so thankful for the hard work and support of our Texas State University system and our state legislators. With their help, we've been able to secure $5 million per year in funding to enhance our campus engineering programs. We were also recently gifted a $5 million gift from Carol Keating, and that will help establish the Carol Keating Center for Academic and Career Success within the College of Engineering. Both of these sources of funding will have a huge impact on producing graduates, our ability to produce highly qualified graduates for our region.
Raising our academic reputation begins with our Texas Academy and Rio Honors College, where we're establishing the foundation that quality and excellence will define Lamar University.
Since 2021, we have built some very competitive programs in both the Rio Honors College and the Texas Academy. And I'll start with the Rio Leadership Institute, which we just started this fall. We've built the first ever minor in honors studies, and that is part of the Rio Leadership Institute, where our students learn how to become leaders and drivers of change in the Southeast Texas community. So they participate in programs such as the Stepping Up Civic Leadership program, where our students go out and serve as board members in the community, and they also volunteer at different organizations through the Foundation for Southeast Texas. As well, they participate in the Alumni Mentor Program, and that's an opportunity for our alumni to come in and pair up with some of our Rio Leadership Institute students, and they can then go out and build that partnership relationship and learn those career readiness skills that they need to go into the community and be successful. Additionally, this upcoming year, we're participating in VEX Robotics and UIL, University Interscholastic League. This is new to us, so we've joined together with the College of Engineering, the College of Arts and Sciences, and we're building out a competitive robotics team that's a regional team where our students come in as STEM majors and they build robots and they compete against each other. And they can go on to nationals and world type of competitions. All of this ties back to that career readiness initiative and innovating and impacting that we're really trying to go after, not just in the Honors College, but at Lamar University as a whole.
We have the biggest graduate program in the whole state of Texas right now in the College of Education and Human Development. We have a great partnership with academic partners. You know, we develop counselors and principals and superintendents. We have graduates in 252 out of the 254 counties in the state of Texas right now. It's an amazing time to be here at Lamar.
We collaborate with local businesses, government agencies, and nonprofit organizations to access resources that could benefit both Lamar University and the community. Community partnerships provide students with opportunities for hands-on learning, internships, co-op programs, service learning. These experiences can enhance students' education and job readiness. The South Park Advisory Council serves as an excellent illustration of our collaboration efforts with local businesses, government agencies, and nonprofit organizations. It is a testament to the way we as a university reciprocate the support of the community that nurtured our humble beginning in 1923.
This is a passion of mine. This is not a job to me. I have dreamed of this, and my why, the biggest why, is to inspire my students the way I have been inspired.
I just want people to know the importance of an education. I'm the youngest of 10 children. Grew up in a little town called Alice, Texas, and my parents instilled in me, get an education. And, they instilled in me, work hard and great things are gonna happen to you.
Few universities have an opportunity to launch into a second century. Lamar University is thriving at a time when many universities are struggling. We're located in a community that believes in us, and we're led by faculty, an administration, a staff that knows we're heading in the right direction. It's a great time to be a Lamar Cardinal and to be at Lamar University.
We're excited about the future of Lamar University. Our new strategic plan sets ambitious goals for our second century, harnessing our core strengths. It's about making deliberate choices that enhance our capacity to educate and innovate in the field, when and where it matters most. Our philosophy of smart growth will guide us in selectively expanding our academic offerings and increasing our on-campus enrollment. So what is our core strength? Above all, we are exceptionally good at teaching our students how to adapt in a changing environment. This principle has defined us since our founding and has given our graduates a distinct advantage in cultivating skills for professional life and leadership. As we look ahead, I'm confident that our graduates will be the trailblazers of the next century. They won't merely succeed, they'll lead.
Regents, any questions or comments? Well done. Our next campus update is from Lamar Institute of Technology. Would Dr. Angela Hill, Provost and Vice President for Instruction, please come to the podium?
Thank you, Chairman Austin, Chancellor McCall, and Regents. Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity to provide a college update for Lamar Institute of Technology. Great things are happening at LIT. With the continued support of the Texas State University system and Regents, LIT continues to grow in enrollment, business and industry partnerships, and community outreach. The college experienced record-breaking enrollment this fall semester with 5,261 enrolled credit students. Over the last year, LIT has enrolled 10,700 credit and non-credit students. Last spring, LIT graduated 667 students and awarded a total of 699 certificates and degrees. LIT prides itself in creating hands-on opportunities and preparing students for the workforce immediately following award completion and maintains over a 90% job placement rate. Here's a glimpse of our student population. 76% of our students are first generation, 70% of our students enroll on a part-time basis, 40% of our students receive financial aid, and 45% of our students are dual credit. Being in tune with our students' demographics and the communities we serve is essential to the college planning. Over the last year, under Dr. Valentine's leadership, LIT's faculty, staff, and administrators developed and implemented varied student resources and adapted processes to better serve our students and communities. LIT continues to strengthen industry partnerships in the Southeast Texas community. We are fortunate to have industry partners that donate their time to mentor our students, help us understand the skills needed for workforce, and offer co-ops and internships for our students, in which provides on-the-job training to bolster learning and job readiness. With the continued support of our industry and community, LIT strives to be the epicenter of education and training here in Southeast Texas. Now we'll turn your attention to our college update video.
Lamar Institute of Technology is entering into its year of innovation. We have our goals set on student experiences, outreach and partnerships, and a strong statewide presence. We're proud of where we are, and we have big plans for the future. We continue to grow. From fall 21 to 22, enrollment increased 7.1%, and from spring 22 to 23, it increased 6.1%. I'm extremely proud that the college saw its largest commencement in spring of 2023, graduating 667 students who attained 699 degrees and certifications. We continue to reach students at a younger age through dual credit partnerships and have developed close relationships with local and regional ISDs, with 32 total partners in the LIT family. In the last year, we have welcomed many new employees to the team, including key positions such as the Associate Vice President of Student Services, Executive Vice President of Finance and Operations, Executive Director of Workforce, Director of Safety, and many more. We split the foundation and development and communications and marketing areas into two separate teams and welcomed a director for each department. In collaboration with World Design Marketing, the marketing team launched the new Power On campaign. Our foundation accepted business, industry, and individual donations totaling $863,941. There are 65 endowments totaling $7.4 million. We also added a grant writer to the team who acquired $1,094,932 in grants for the 22-23 fiscal year that will fund items including equipment to enhance our welding program, bilingual materials, workforce certifications, and testing fees. In response to the college's growth over this last several years, we found the need for the development of a Dean of Instruction role. These two deans now oversee the day-to-day needs of the department. Lastly, the college has entered into a shared services model for finance and operations with Lamar State College Port Arthur and Lamar State College Orange. The three colleges are now able to strategically share resources, processes, and work together to improve education in the Golden Triangle.
My name is Dr. Leanne Chisholm Springer, and I'm excited to be leading the development of LIT's nursing program. As we shoot for an August 2024 completion date of the Workforce and Allied Health Training Center, it is our goal that the establishment of the program will go hand in hand with the construction of the facility. In order to be responsive to community needs in our planning, we've met with area healthcare providers, city officials, and prospective students to determine the skill sets that nurses of today and tomorrow need. We will be forward-thinking with a high emphasis on telemedicine and rural healthcare. And most importantly, we're developing a program that is flexible to working students' schedules and will allow students to sit for licensure to become a registered nurse in as early as 2 years.
I am Dr. Valerie Worry, the new Technology Department Head. We are thrilled to now offer a pathway for aspiring engineers to start their college career at LIT. Students can take advantage of our lower tuition and smaller class sizes to take their foundational courses, learn about the different engineering fields, and network with industry partners. When they are complete, the Associate of Science degree in Engineering Technology will transfer to any public university in the state of Texas.
For more than 120 years, ExxonMobil has been part of the Southeast Texas community. Despite tremendous industry growth in our area, we anticipate a 50% workforce shortfall in skilled crafts. By collaborating with LIT, we're helping introduce more students to take on these rewarding careers right in their backyard. Since the 1990s, we've donated over $1 million in equipment and scholarships, and more than 300 LIT alumni are currently working for ExxonMobil across our global operations. We also work with instructors and faculty to enhance LIT's curriculum so alumni are ready to meet our critical workforce needs. By 2050, we expect global energy demand to increase by 15%, and I'm confident LIT will continue to deliver the talent we need to take on this future demand and reflect the high standards for both safety and environmental care.
I decided to come to LIT because I've had several friends that have graduated from here and I've witnessed their success firsthand. My goal after graduating is to take my national board exams for dental hygiene and begin practicing and putting the skills that I've been taught at LIT into good use.
My name is Asia Ashan, and I am a proud alumni of LIT in the spring 2023 graduating class. LIT provided me with valuable opportunities for professional growth and also encouraged me to continue developing myself further. I am currently pursuing a major in communications at a four-year university. Thanks to LIT, I was able to participate in the speech-driven competitions that helped me prepare for the major that I have today. Mentees on campus played a crucial role in assisting me throughout the process. In my internship, I am currently working as a social media intern at The Global Edge. I actively participated in nearly every opportunity available. I had a truly amazing time and I really enjoyed myself. I remember feeling impressed by the vibrance and encouraging atmosphere of the school. It will be a cherished memory that will truly last forever.
Thank you, Chair Alston. In closing, I must acknowledge the great accomplishments and successes of LIT occurs because of our dedicated faculty and staff. Regents and Chancellor, I will be happy to answer any questions you may have at this time.
Well done. Regents, any questions or comments? Thank you, Dr. Hill. Before we recess to executive session, I would like to share with the group this evening's reception and dinner begins at 6:15 p.m. at the Stark Museum of Art. Transportation will depart from the hotel at 5:45 p.m., or you may drive your own vehicle. The board will now recess to executive session in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, sections 551.071 through 551.074 of the Government Code. No votes will be taken in executive session. For the record, the time is 1:40 p.m. We will now reconvene in open session. The time is 3:55 p.m. For the record, in compliance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, no votes were taken or decisions reached in executive session. If there is no further business and without objection, we will stand in recess for the day and reconvene in open session tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. The time is 3:56 p.m.